Hello everyone. So, today, quick, I should put the poll in the bottom so that you guys can do that. So, that is what we're doing today. We're going to have the stock market update. Hopefully I'm not too loud. Maybe I'm a little too loud. Make sure that the volume's not too crazy. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the game. I've been working on Easteria a lot, and it's not quite ready for the next update just because I want to include a lot in the next update. But I am going to give you a little bit of sneak peek at what I have done, just to get the hype up a little bit. And then that's going to be it. It shouldn't be too long of a stream, maybe 20 minutes or so, but you guys know the drill. So I'm adding in the poll here, and there we go. And you should be able to go up in the top right corner of the screen right now and click on that poll, and you will be able to vote in this week's fluctuation of the stock market. So I did go and check the most recent poll on last week's stock market update, and we have some interesting stuff going on. So I'm going to switch over to the stock market page where we can add in the new values. So I'm going to start over here, and we'll work our way across. Actually, let me go check just to make sure I have everything correct, and that shouldn't be too long of a process. I just want to, it's going to start playing. There we go. Yeah, I was correct in what I was thinking. So we should be able to get this started. So this is the current situation of the stock market. So 12 received a 33% of the vote. Blue received a 0% of the vote. Green received a 33% of the vote. Yellow received a 0% of the vote. Where were you this week, Swaggy? And red received a 33% of the vote. So red is actually taking a nice comeback from the previous week, but we do need to add in the market factor. By the way, that wasn't just a random comment. There is a viewer of mine named Swaggy who tends to vote yellow. So if I go and get a random number between 0 and 40, our random number is 32, which is quite possibly, it's actually the second worst. It's pretty close to a really bad situation. So basically what's happening is, since all of the votes were 33%, other than the zeros, those 33% only went up by 1. And the zeros took a 32 hit, which is pretty significant. So I know that that's going to affect a lot of people who invested in blue. I know not too many invested in yellow, but we'll go see, and we should see a hit in even Steven because of this, because that would be pretty significant. So I'm going to hit new market, and we are all right. We just need to zero this out so that we don't see this 2 over, or a 3 over here. So these are the new values. I'm going to copy and paste these onto the next page. Here we go. So we should be able to paste those numbers in. And you can see that red, green, and 12 have not moved much, but blue and yellow have tanked, which does mean that relative to the market, those invested in the ones that received votes will go up, but the market in general is going down, so that is going to cause some problems. So I need to go back to the scoreboard, and we can see how people did. So I am back below 100,000 due to my large investment in blue. That's going to be problematic. Dan is still in the 100,000. So let me go ahead and sort these from largest to smallest, just so we can see the new picture. So Khalil has moved up into second place. OC has regained third, and I am now down into fourth place. Carly has actually taken a slight gain, and Megan's sole investment in blue has not paid off this week, with her down to a season low for anyone of 67,000. So we're going to add these values, and there will become a point when it's too long of a process to add these values to the contestants page in the actual update videos, but as of right now, it's not too bad. So what we're going to do, we'll just go backwards, I guess. So 67472 812,000. Yeah, or 81,200. So 67,472. So 67,472. And I believe even Steven was 81,200. And so then we can go back to the scoreboard. Now Carly is at 89,198. Mr. Positive is at a nice even 90,500. So 89,198, 90,500. So that is 81,900. I lost it already. 89,198. I thought it sounded wrong. 89,198. So she did technically go down, but as I mentioned, the market average also went down. And Mr. Positive is at 90,500. So then we go to myself at 91,493 and OC at 96,000. So 91,493 is the number to remember. 91,493. I'll check that just to make sure that's correct. 96,000. All right, and that was correct. 100,500 and 1,300,000. Oh, or sorry, 113,000. So 100,500, 113,000. So 113,000, 100,500. All right, and so that was correct with everything. And now we can see the significant dropping in the market. So on the scoreboard, we kind of see that people shuffled around, but overall it didn't seem like anyone took a significant hit compared to others. Although I actually took a pretty big hit, and Megan, as you can see, took a very big hit. But comparative to the rest of the market either did okay or went down. The only person who actually went up was Dan, because he is only invested in 12, and 12 technically went up. So that's pretty interesting. But this is the current situation in the stock market. I will remind you before we go into the next section to please go up into the top right corner, click on the eye icon. That'll pull out a poll, and you can vote in the fluctuation for next week. So hopefully we'll have a better market factor next week, and we won't have large drops in the market like we have this week. So I'm saving that off, and we're going to switch it over to Easteria. So I am going to temporarily put it back to just my face. I know you guys enjoy looking at my face. Probably not. And I'm going to go get Easteria up. And there'll be something interesting right when we start it out. So I think you guys will like that. It's going to take its time starting up. Oh, apparently we don't have the sound. That is actually important right now. So let me see if I can get that. I might have to actually jump out of the stream and come back in order to get this to work. Apparently, yes, so these settings won't apply unless I stop the stream, so I'll be right back. Okay, so it should be coming back here soon. Let's see if this is working now. It is. Alright, so we now have the Easteria up on the screen, and you can hear this little music going in the background. This is actually something that I played myself, so I'm going to let it run for a little bit just so you can hear the entirety of it. but um, I'm pretty proud of it. I think I like the lead guitar here. So. And it just kind of loops from there, but that's pretty much all of the music in the game right now. I'm planning to have music oriented with specific areas and perhaps sound effects added in, but I do plan on doing all of this music myself, either on the guitar or my various instruments. So look forward to that. We'll get into the game here and we'll see what is new. So I don't know if you guys have seen too much of the latest update, but there's actually a stats page, a achievements page. I'm not going to show too much of that just because that's kind of the thing I want people to explore on their own. But I am going to go through the game here just so I can go show you the new areas that have been added in. So we have to wait. Well, actually, no. We can search the bed right away there. And we can go across to the other side. So we still have the cows down here. It's a little choppy just because I'm currently streaming at the same time, and for some reason, I'm not sure why that causes a problem too much. I know that if the game is significantly choppy, it may be due to the fact that your computer is not plugged in. I know if my laptop isn't plugged in, then it tends to prioritize towards more important things, but a game that I built doesn't necessarily take priority. So I've added in this little area up here, and I believe that's in the current update, this little pond area, but it alludes to something bigger, which is actually this river over here. And the fun thing about the river is that it actually pushes you downwards. So it pushes you downwards at the same speed that you can swim, unless you're sprinting. So you can sprint and you can move up the river slowly, but it's easier to just get off to the side. One little fun thing is because I don't have an area above this, it gets confused if you get to the top of the river and then that happens, and you can actually trick it into letting you glide down the river. I believe you can get it to work. Yeah, there we go. So it doesn't know that I'm swimming because the swimming mechanism checks to see if I'm moving before it decides whether I'm swimming or not. And there's also another fun thing, so you can go on this bridge and it doesn't let you jump off. And one fun thing is that, let's see if I can get it to work on the first few tries, you can actually jump onto the bridge from the water. And now the reason for this is because the river pushes you at 2 pixels per update, and the character can swim at 2 pixels per update, but if sprinting, then they can swim at 3 pixels per update, which is enough to get past the wall, because the walls in this game are actually 5 pixels wide. So I do that because it's easier to have an area that you're not allowed into, as opposed to just some border that you can't cross. That makes it so that it's simpler to have things like a bridge where you can not go through the walls, but you can still pass through the middle of it. So that's how that works. And as you saw, it doesn't always work. Sometimes you get stuck here, and because the river's actually pushing you, it gets a little confused when you try to move sideways. So you just have to swim upwards and then out. So I'll let the river ride me down a little bit, but that will show you a little bit more of the other areas that I've added. So you can see over to the left, that is the bottom of the current map in the current version of the game available. And we can see that the map is bringing us down. Now, I haven't added in, because this is a transition point in the areas, so you can see that the river pushes you to this point. Now, in the actual game, once I have finished this update, the river will push you out into this lake, and then you will no longer be pushed downwards because the current won't be as strong in the lake. You can also see that I haven't added in swimming in this portion of the lake, just because it is going to be somewhat of a daunting task to allocate that area for swimming. For here, I was able to just put a rectangle that goes down the length of the river here to right here. But now I am going to have probably a large rectangle, but due to the fact that this is not perfectly rectangular, it is probably going to also require some patching up in these areas where it is angled. Unless I want to just consider this the shallows, because I do tend to do that over on, like if we go here, then you can see that it differentiates where the water actually starts being deep enough to swim in. So yeah, you can see that here. I'm technically in the water, but I am not swimming, and then if I turn to the side, then I am now swimming. So that's basically the whole update so far. There isn't much to show on the inventory or the stats page. Oh, and I forgot that the map does not work yet because I have not added in the texture files for these current panels that I'm in. So I actually crashed the game when I started that, but that will be fixed by the next update. But for now, that is the entire update. I hope that I didn't corrupt anything. I think that should be fine because I'm live streaming, so YouTube's got my back, right? So that's pretty much it. I don't want this to drag on too much longer. We actually didn't even get to 20 minutes, so that it's nice because I know a lot of people don't like watching videos for too long. One last time, don't forget to check the poll up in the top right corner before you leave this video and vote for the next week's fluctuation. And other than that, I will hopefully see you on Saturday. Well, I'll definitely see you on Saturday. Whether or not we'll have a tax episode is kind of up to whether I can get a hold of James and see if he's available for his next episode. So until then, I'm going to be signing off, but thank you for watching, and goodbye.